Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. All types of remediation technologies and techniques can be divided into two major groups, which is in situ and ex situ. Now, these classifications are based on the fact whether the treatment is going on site or off the site. So, if the treatment is going on the site, it will call in situ treatment, and if the treatment is going on off the site, that is, we remove the soil or water and take it somewhere else and treat it somewhere else, then it will be called as ex situ treatment. Now, in situ treatment means that we are treating a site over there without removing any of its part. So, whether it is soil or water, we try to treat it right over there at its place. The major benefit is obviously that we are not disturbing the site, and therefore it is cost effective. It also enables the existing buildings and features to remain undisturbed. तो जैसे वहाँ पे फीचर्स हैं वैसे ही रहेंगे, हम जो भी हमारी स्ट्रेटजी है हम उसको उसी साइट के ऊपर वहीं पे अप्लाई करेंगे. So that's why not much disturbance is there, and therefore it is cost effective as well. However, we can also avoid delays if we want to excavate and remove certain part of the site and take it somewhere else. That can cause delays as well, and obviously it will cause some cost as well. So all those things can be avoided when we do in situ treatment. So this can avoid delays with methods requiring excavation and removal, while additionally reducing the risk of spreading contamination. अगर हम इसको रिमूव कर कहीं और लेके जाएं तो चांसेस हैं कि दरमियान में स्पिलेज हो जाए कहीं पे या कोई कंटेमिनेशन वहाँ से फैले, तो all those can also be avoided when we do in situ treatments. However, there are certain requirements of doing in situ treatment. We cannot employ in situ treatments to almost every site. So requirements क्या हैं? क्योंकि ऐसी साइट हो जहाँ पे जो पोल्यूटेंट है और जो पोल्यूशन है वहाँ पे या जो कंटेमिनेंट है वो ऑलमोस्ट काफ़ी एरिया पे फैला हुआ हो और उसकी कंसंट्रेशन जो है वो मीडियम हो या मीडियम टू लो कंसंट्रेशन हो. Only in that case we try to employ in situ treatment. ऐसा क्यों है? Because let's suppose there is some contaminant which has been spilled on a site, but the entire site is containing that contaminant. So we cannot dig the whole site if you want to do the ex situ treatment. So इस केस में in situ ही proper treatment है जो कि की जा सकती है. However, in situ treatment जो है it cannot deal with high concentration of the pollutants. So the pollution concentration, the contaminant concentration should be medium or low. Obviously these techniques are slow to act, and they are most of use when the available time for treatment is not restricted. अगर हमारे पास कोई deadline नहीं है और time restriction नहीं है, we can then employ in situ treatment because it will take some time. There are certain disadvantages as well associated with in situ treatment. For example, stringent requirements for thorough site investigation and survey is there. अगर हमने किसी साइट को उसी जगह पे ट्रीट करना है तो उसको उससे पहले स्टडी करना पड़ेगा, उसके क्या डिफरेंट पैरामीटर्स हैं, फिजिकल केमिकल एस्पेक्ट्स क्या हैं उसको थॉरली स्टडी करना पड़ेगा, सो दैट वी कैन अंडरस्टैंड द साइट एंड देयरफॉर वी माइट बी एबल टू एम्प्लॉय अ मच बेटर स्ट्रेटजी. Since reaction conditions are not readily controlled, the supposed process optimization may in practice be less than optimized. क्योंकि हम ऑन साइट ही इसको ट्रीट कर रहे हैं, होता क्या है, लेट्स सपोज इफ यू वांट टू बायो रेमेडिएट बाय यूजिंग सर्टेन माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स एंड वी आर कल्चरिंग द माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स इन लैब, वी नो द एफिशिएंसी ऑफ एंड पोटेंशियल ऑफ द माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स बाय वर्किंग ऑन देम इन द लेबोरेटरी कंडीशंस, एंड वी हैव ऑप्टिमाइज्ड द माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स फॉर डिफरेंट फंक्शंस ऑफ रेमेडिएशन इन द लेबोरेटरी, बट वी आर अप्लाइंग द माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स on site in the environment. So the conditions are not controlled over there, and therefore the conditions which were optimum might not be actually optimum when we apply the technique in the field. So that's why the conditions, depending on the conditions available, the results cannot be that much efficient, and therefore we might have to look for other optimum conditions as well. Now moving on to ex situ techniques, as the name indicates, here we take part of the contaminated land or water and we treat it elsewhere, not on the site. The main characteristics of ex situ methods is that the soil is removed from where it is originally lay for treatment. Now, these techniques are best suited for a site where the contaminant spillage or dispersal is not evenly throughout the site. It is present only in certain areas in hotspots. Moreover, it is present at much high concentration. कोई ऐसा कंटेमिनेंट है जो कि किसी ऐसी साइट पे है कि वो पूरी साइट पे नहीं फैला हुआ, किसी किसी जगह पे है, हम वो जगह वो सॉइल को रिमूव कर सकते हैं and we can take it to laboratories or somewhere else and we can treat them over there. Moreover, the concentration of the contaminant could be high as well, and we can do the treatment of high concentration of pollutants as well by doing ex situ treatments. Now, there are certain benefits attached with the ex situ treatments. For example, the conditions are more readily optimized because we are not applying the technology, the technique in the field. We are actually taking the part of the soil to control conditions elsewhere where we are applying these techniques, so the conditions can be more controlled and more optimum results can be achieved. And therefore, monitoring is more accurate as well. It is much more simpler to achieve because the conditions and the parameters are easily controlled. We can also introduce specialist organisms to a safer level. For example, आपके पास कोई special organism है which you know can easily degrade XYZ compound. However, there are chances that that organism might be a potential pathogen as well. So it is not safe to use that organism on the site in situ treatment. But if we are doing ex situ treatment, we can use such microorganisms over there because the containment is much more easier as compared to in situ treatment. And obviously, it is much more faster as compared to in situ treatment. As with any other technique, there are certain disadvantages attached with the ex situ treatment as well. Obviously, we are transporting a part of the contaminated soil to a certain area, so the transport cost is there, and during the transport there is potential that spillage might happen, which can lead to secondary contamination as well. It can also cause secondary pollution as well. And obviously, when we are taking part of the contaminated land out and transporting it to somewhere, we need a supplementary land where we can treat it. And obviously, it is therefore much more expensive as compared to in situ technologies. Now, this is a simple sketch that tells us about the factors that affect the technology suitability depending on whether we want to employ in situ techniques or ex situ techniques. For example, if the time restriction is not there and the contamination is widespread on the site and the concentration is low to medium, we would like to use in situ techniques, because if the widespread contamination is there, we cannot dig out the whole site for ex situ treatment, so therefore in situ technologies will be much more better. On the other hand, if we have a limited time and the contamination is localized in certain hotspots, we can easily move those hotspots to certain other secondary areas and can treat them ex situ, and medium to high concentration can be treated. This was about in situ and ex situ techniques. I will see you in next lessons.